I wasn't snooping. I didn't even want to look at her phone. But when someone hands it to you, carelessly unlocked, after months of late-night texts, flip screens, and bathroom breaks with just a game, curiosity isn't always a choice. It's a reflex. We were at brunch. Bright sunlight, fresh waffles, and mimosas that tasted like betrayal would soon follow. She was laughing at something stupid I said, leaned over to show me a meme, and her notifications dropped down from the top. Can't stop thinking about last night. You're unreal. Zach. I felt the air leave my lungs like someone punched me in the ribs. I blinked, hoping it was a hallucination. But no, there was his name, that message, and those emojis that told the whole story without needing detail. I knew Zach. Not personally, but enough. He was in her friend group, the one she claimed was strictly platonic. The guy she always rolled her eyes about, saying he's annoying, not even my type. Guess he became her type when I wasn't looking. She noticed I went quiet. "You okay?" she asked, reaching for her phone, probably to clear the message before I could ask. Too late. I handed it back to her slowly. "You got a text?" She looked at the screen, then back at me, her face shifting, shock, then shame, then defiance, all in a blink. "You're reading my messages now," she scoffed, putting the phone down like I was the problem. I didn't have to. He popped up, right there. "Zach." She didn't say anything for a moment, then rolled her eyes. "It's not what you think." Classic. I stood up, quietly. No yelling, no scene. Just pushed my chair in and grabbed my jacket. She scoffed again. "Oh, come on. Don't be dramatic. You're really walking out." I looked her dead in the eye and said, "I already did. You just didn't notice." She smirked, thought I was bluffing. I left the cafe without turning back. The sunlight felt different now. Colder, sharper. I didn't need confirmation. I didn't need details. I read his name, felt my heart drop, and walked out. She thought I was bluffing. But some exits don't come with slammed doors or shouted words. Sometimes they come quietly, with just a final glance and the sound of your own heels walking toward freedom. I walked for hours. Nowhere in particular. Just away. The city around me buzzed as if nothing had happened. People laughing at sidewalk cafes. Kids tugging parents toward ice cream trucks. Couples holding hands like they still believed in forever. Meanwhile, I carried silence like a weight in my chest. My phone buzzed. Once. Twice. Then it didn't stop. "Her, can we talk?" "Her, I didn't mean for you to find out like that." "Her, it didn't mean anything. I was drunk." "Her, I love you." Funny how the panic kicks, and only after the game's over. I didn't respond. She thought I'd come back. That I'd cool off, think it over, maybe even take some of the blame like I had before. She didn't realize this wasn't a fight. It was a funeral, for the version of us that existed before I saw Zach's name. That night I packed. I didn't leave a note. She came home to silence, our shared closet half empty, my key on the table. She called. Once. I declined. Then the text changed tone. "Her, wow, so you're just running away?" "Her, you're so dramatic." "Her, I didn't expect you'd be so weak." It stung, not because I believed it, but because I remember the voice behind those words. The voice I once trusted, slept beside, fought for, now was throwing knives. She still thought I was bluffing, until a week passed, then 2, and still no reply, no return, no second chance. Months later, I saw her again. At a mutual friend's party I almost didn't attend. She smiled like nothing had happened, like we were old friends. Maybe she thought time erased betrayal. "Hey," she said casually, like we just lost touch, not imploded. I gave her a polite nod. "Hey." She tried small talk. I didn't entertain it. Then she asked, her voice just barely trembling, "So that's it? You're really done?" I met her eyes. Calm, clear. "You thought I was bluffing." Her face fell, and I walked away, again. This time, I didn't look back. Because once you've seen someone's true colors, you don't stare long enough for them to convince you they've changed a shade. As I stepped out into cool night air, the noise of the party faded behind me, replaced by a strange and beautiful quiet. I took a deep breath. It didn't hurt anymore. She was part of a chapter I'd already closed, one written in lies, denial, and second chances she never deserved. And while the scars were real, they no longer dictated the story. This time, I wasn't walking away in pain. I was walking toward peace. And that's the thing about leaving. At first, it feels like loss. But eventually, it feels like freedom. I kept walking, no destination, just movement. The kind that tells the universe, I'm not stuck anymore. The night breeze pressed against my face, grounding me in the present. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't waiting for a message, an apology, or closure. I didn't need it. I'd found something better. Self-respect. People talk about heartbreak like it's the worst thing in the world. But staying where you're not valued, that's worse. That's a slow, quiet death of who you are. And I almost let her kill me that way. Almost. But the truth? She did me a favor. Because when someone shows you who they really are, believe it. And when you finally walk away from someone who thought you'd never leave, something strange happens. You come back to yourself. The version of you that laughs without watching someone else's face for approval. That sleeps peacefully without wondering who they're texting. That breathes fully, freely, because you're no longer shrinking to keep the peace. She thought I was bluffing. But now she knows. Some of us don't come back. Some of us don't need revenge. We just leave and heal. And that right there is the loudest silence you'll ever hear.